Hi guys, we are going to talk about the rules must, mustn't, have, go to and have to. So first, we have to know the use of must and mustn't. It's the same, just must is for positive and mustn't is for negative, but have the same use. The first use is obligation. To express obligation or duty, this also refers to laws and regulation. And the second is the deduction. It's true that something is true certainly. I mean, when we don't know that something is true, but we are certain. Another is the emphasize necessary, the emphasis of necessity of something. And another is the strong recommendation. I mean, is something that is highly recommended. The stronger than show. I mean, mustn't is stronger than show. And we have to know about have to. Have to is express submission to prevail loud. I mean, you have to do that, you have to do something, but you are not obligated to do that. And have go to is obligation and deduction and conclusion. Both are the same, but have to is not an informal, have go to is more informal than have to. I'm going to explain the structure about must, mustn't, have to, have, go to in positive, in past, in present, and future.
Continue with the topic. Now I'm going to explain to you the form of mustn't and must, have to, have got to. And first, in the present way, we use must or mustn't, and the structure is the subject must or mustn't, that is the auxiliary verb, and then we use the main verb. For example, you must leave now. Here we have the subject, that is you, must, that is the auxiliary, must or mustn't, and leave now, there is the main verb. In mustn't, that is in the negative way, you mustn't smoke here, that is negative. Then have to and have got to. The structure is the same. We use subject, have, and infinitive. Infinitive, we know that we put the verb in the basic form. So, for example, you have to leave now. You is the subject. We have here have, there is the auxiliary, and then to leave now. That to leave is the infinitive. Then in past, we know that have to is the past form of have to. And the structure is subject plus have, and then the infinitive. It's the same structure that in the present. The only difference is that we put have in past. Then the example is we had to buy a new TV. We have here have in past. And finally, in future we put will have to. So, and the structure is the same, subject plus will have and infinitive. For example, you'll have to leave now. Here you see that we use the contracting form. There is just like you, but you can put you'll have to.
Hello, today I am going to talk about the modal verb have to, and they use in positive rules and necessary actions. We use have to say that something is necessary or is a rule. I have 3 examples to explain that. The first one says that the taxi is here, we have to leave now. And that is something necessary because the taxi it's here now and we have to leave now, or we have to wait for the taxi if we don't leave now. The second example that I have says all cars passengers have to wear seatbelt. and that is something that it's a rule, and as we know, we have to follow the rules, or we can get injured if we don't follow the rule. And the third example that I have, it's a question. It's something that could be necessary, but we don't know. And for that, we can ask for that. And that says, do I have to put batteries? And that is a question. He or she that is asking don't know if he have or she have to put batteries. I have the structure for the modal verb have to in the positive form and the question form. The structure for the positive form says that we need the subject, have to, the modal verb, and the verb in infinitive. For question, we need the do, subject, the modal verb have to, and the verb in infinitive, plus the question mark. In informal English, we often use have got to. It means the same that have to. And that is all my participation.
Hello everybody, my name is Benjamin and I'm a student, and in this video we are going to learn together how we can use the modal must. This is a little easy, but if you know how to write it, and I will give you some sentence and how we can use the must for a rule by the speakers to another person. And a good way to use this is, first you have to write a subject and a modal must, a verb, and a complement. Here I write it for you if you can see this better. If you want to write some sentence about it, you have to write the first is the subject, the modal, must, and the verb and the complement. Well, now I'm going to give you some sentence. The first is, you must listen to the teacher in class. This I write it for you if you can read this. Well, in this sentence we have the subject, the modal must, the verb, the preposition, and the complement. This is very easy to understand. Well, I'm going to give you another sentence. You must study every day. You must study every day. In this sentence we have the subject, the modal must, the verb, and the preposition and the complement. Well, this is a little explanation. I don't know if you can understand me. You can use this for instruction in a test, in an evaluation with your student, or another. This is positive, and you can write a negative form. But in this case, this is all for now. Thank you.
This is a rule about the must or had got to. We don't use must or had got to for past or future situations. We use for to have to. Example, past. We have to have visas to visit China last year. You can use have to in the past form. In the future, you will have to share the battery before you can use it. The have to, this is the future for will have to.
Hi, I am going to talk about the modal verb must, but in this case in negative rules. And here we have two examples. You must not park outside entrance. In this example, show or give instruction about these sentences. The second, remember children, you must not ride your bike on the grass. in this example, give a rule of this place that the children, you must not ride your bike on the grass. We need remember that we mustn't or must not we use for give rules or give instruction, and we can use in contraction form mustn't or must not.
To talk about negative rule, we use allowed to. For example, I wasn't allowed to do that when I was a child. Why? Because in that sentence we talk in past. I wasn't allowed to. And in this sentence we won't be allowed to check in until later. In this sentence we able in the future. Won't be. If there is no rule to say something, you necessarily we use don't have to, not mustn't. Compare that. Compare. You don't have to eat in here. You can eat outside if you prefer. So you have a choice, and you must eat in here. You don't have a choice. You have to eat somewhere else.
Hi, I'm gonna put in order a group of words to form sentences using the rules explained before. So let's start. So the first example is God, he has wear a uniform too. So the correct order to these words is the next. First, we put the auxiliary, and in this case is has. Then we put the pronoun has he got. Then we put the verb to wear uniform, and this is the correct order. Has he got to wear a uniform? So the second example is application form with to, have, get, and. So we're gonna put in order this group, and the correct order is first pronoun. In this case, we had to get an application form. We had to get an application form. The third is to will mobile phone a Serena have get new. So in this case, at the beginning, Serena as a noun, and then Serena will have to get a new mobile phone. Serena will have to get a new mobile phone. And the last one is it to wait you a long time. In this case, the order is the next. Did you have to wait a long time? Did you have to wait a long time? And this is the order or the correct order for this group of words. And that's all for today. Thank you.